Hello everyone and welcome back to Comic Vantage. So today's episode we have our preview spotlight video. Yes, preview spotlight. Now what our previews guide is, it's the book that your retailer uses to buy all the new books coming up. And these are the books being solicited for April of 2020. Alright, let's get started. Like every month we start off with DC Comics. Now DC Comics this month has a really sad showing. I was actually kind of hard-pressed to even find some books I wanted to show you guys. So, let's just get into it. All right. So, let's get started. Let's see. First up, you saw right there on the front page, we have an 80th anniversary super special 100 pages for the Joker. Yes, that's right. It is the Clown Prince of Crime's 80th birthday. And here we go. And of course, like all these big supersized issues DC is doing, they put out 50 bajillion different covers covering all the decades in hopes that you will buy them all. Let's see, we got a 40s cover by Art Adams, a 50s cover by David Finch, a 60s cover by Francisco Mattina, a 70s cover by Jim Lee and Scott Williams, 80s cover by Bill Sienkiewicz, a 90s cover by Gabriel Dell'Otto, a 2000 variant cover by Lee Bermejo, and a 2010 cover by Jock, and also a blank variant. So what do we got here? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different covers. I am sure they are going to be $10 a piece. There you go, $100. You can drop it on this. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a regular cover by Greg Capullo. So you're looking at $100 and taxes and shipping and whatever else. So next up, what do we got here? We also have an 80th anniversary spectacular for Catwoman. Yes, she is looking great for 80 years old. Look at this. Whew. And then we got a huge list of variants again. From Adam Hughes, Travis Charest, Stanley, Artgerm Lau, Frank Cho, J. Scott Campbell, Gabriel Dell'Otto, Jim Lee again, and Ji-Hyung Lee. Also a blank variant cover. Again, $10 a pop, prestige format. Oh, we have an original cover by Joel Jones. Yes, on sale, $4.15. Run out and order them now. All right, we also got Event Leviathan Checkmate number 1. This is from Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev. This kicks off, I guess it's a new event. It's the creative team behind last year's Event Leviathan. So, all right. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're whatever. Okay, what else we got here? The Last God Sourcebook, issue number 1 coming out. One shot, $4.99. What do we got here? Welcome to the official sourcebook to the world of The Last God, detailing the rich histories of its people, locations, schools of magic, a bestiary of the creatures found throughout Cain Anun, and much more. In this amazing one-shot, writer Philip Kennedy Johnson joins forces with Dan Telfer to bring you 5e compatible content for playable races, subclasses, magic items, monsters, and more. So we're looking at a little D&D kind of spin-off here. That's very interesting. Black Label, so expect some mature content in there. This is a one-shot, only $5. Hey, that's not bad. Okay, sorry for that rough cut there. I actually wanted to expand a bit on this Last God Sourcebook. I kind of jumped over it here. Now, what this is that DC Comics is taking their Last God universe that was released under the Black Label series, and they are expanding it out into playable rules that you can use to play with your Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition set. It is actually released under the Dungeons & Dragons Open License program. So, there you go. It'll be a lot of fun if you're into Dungeons & Dragons, and you have a whole new world to explore here with this little source book that they have. Alright, so let's see what else we got here. Next up, Joker Harley Criminal Sanity, issue number 4. Now, man, I just actually fell in love with this cover. That is just beautiful. Wow, creepy cool. I love it to death. And that variant cover is also absolutely awesome. Now, it looks like we're getting a lot of reviews on this series, so, man, I guess a lot of... Oh, what do we got here? The cover is Francisco Mattina. No wonder it's so awesome. And the variant cover is Mike Mayhew. Again, another reason why it is so awesome. Definitely worth it, even just for a cover grab. Lois Lane, issue number 10. Now we know after this month, Lois Lane's actually getting hot. Issue number 8 is just blowing through the roofs right now. Now, issue number 10, I want it again just for this beautiful cover. I mean, I even like it better than the variant cover that's down here. That's just awesome. Also for this month, Red Hood Outlaw number 45. Cover grab. We have a lot of Red Hood fans out there. Totally worth getting. Like I said, DC just really has a lot of cover grabs for the month. Not really a serious amount of content. Okay. Final issue of Basket Full of Heads. Now, this has been an absolutely amazing series, so you do not want to miss this. You definitely want to close it out. We also have the final issue of Dollhouse Family coming out. And again, unbelievably great story. You don't want to miss out on this. And wow, that variant cover blew me away. That is just gorgeous. I mean, even if you're not reading the series, that cover alone is worth buying. And we have a lot of dollar comics coming from DC. I know a lot of you guys out there like your dollar comics. I will not fault you for that. I love dollar comics myself. I love sub-dollar comics, all right? Oh, what do we got here? We have Batman number 13 with that beautiful, creepy Joker stretched face. Rah! Oh, let's see. We got Batman 663, a Batman 450, Catwoman number 1 from 2002. Reprint of that in the dollar section. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Checkmate number 1, Catwoman number 1 from 2011. You know, like we said, we're celebrating our 80th year or anniversary for Catwoman, so we have a lot of those books coming out. A Green Lantern number 1 reprint from 2011, so that's actually pretty cool for $1. You cannot beat that. And what do we got here? Nope, that's not. Oh, yeah. This is the big one. Now, this is the last thing I'm showing for DC Comics here. The Sandman box set expanded edition. Now, this is supposed to be every trade paperback of... Oh, it actually includes volumes number 1 through 10, collecting the original 75 issues of the series. It also includes the prequels. We have the Overture, Dream Hunters, and Endless Nights, featuring 7 short stories starring the Endless. Now, I'm a huge Neil Gaiman and Sandman fan, so this is beautiful. Price tag of $250, though. Wow. Okay. I mean, that is a little on the pricey side, but, I mean, if you're a huge Sandman and Neil Gaiman fan, you'll probably end up picking this up. If not, just go to Amazon and buy them individually for cheaper. And still enjoy all the great stories. Okay, so that is it for DC. Like I said, it was really fast. But next up, we are going to have our Marvel portion of the catalog. All right, now let's see what Marvel has for us for the month. Starting off with Empire. That is right, they have their giant new... What is this? It's a huge mini series coming out. Their giant crossover event for the summer or whatever. Empire, issue number 1 of 6. The Kree and the Skrulls have united under a new emperor, and their war fleet is on a collision course for our world. On the moon, the Avengers are ready to strike with the full power of Earth's mightiest heroes. Approaching from outer space, the Fantastic Four are seeking a diplomatic solution. If the two teams can't work together to save the day, things can only get worse. So what do we got here? It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries, a whole ton of variant covers. We got Jim Chung. Hey, I like his artwork. Al Ewing, Dan Slott writing, all kinds of fun stuff there. And it looks like we're getting a graphic comic box to go with it to put all of your Empire comics into it. Now, if you guys have never bought these Marvel boxes before, they are kind of trash. They're very cheap, very thin. Yeah, they're pretty. Worth it? To me, no. I just don't like them. I've had a couple that just kind of popped at the seam. I've bought at least 3 or 4 of these things, DC boxes included. They are just not good. All right, so there's my little rant on boxes. Okay, what else do we got here? Here it is, Avengers Fantastic Four Empire, issue number 1. Whole bunch of variants showing off there. Oh, look at that. Variant cover by David Finch. David Finch is an amazing artist. He puts out a lot of good work. This is Empire number 0, The Avengers. Tony Stark wakes from a strange dreams as old allies make a distress call to the Avengers. In the new green area of the moon, the Kotati are waiting with the news of a terrible enemy that could wipe out both them and humanity itself. Woo! Empire number 0, The Fantastic Four. 2-pack action figure variant cover by John Tyler and a couple other variant covers. In the most unlikely of places, the Fantastic Four witness the final conflict of the Kree-Skrull War, and the fate of these final warriors will mark a stunning change in the life of Marvel's first family for years to come. What else we got? We got Empire Spider-Man, issue number 1 of 3. I guess all these just kind of tie in, you know. Marvel is just saying, hey, buy all our stuff. Empire Avengers 3-issue mini on that one, covered by Steve McNiven. I'm a huge fan of Steve McNiven artwork. I really like his stuff. What else do we got here? And this is Lords of Empire, Empire Hulkling, issue number 1. That cover is actually kind of awful. That does not look right. Yeah, I don't like it. Anyway. You'll probably end up buying it anyway if you're buying the rest of them. Empire Handbook, issue number 1. Multiple races across the universe are pulled into a major conflict when Empire hits. This is the official handbook. $4.99, one shot. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, we got X-Men, issue number 10, which is an Empire tie-in. But it's got this awesome Marvel Zombies variant right there. It's actually kind of funny. I like that. Let's see, what else do we got? And that's because we're doing Marvel Zombies Resurrection, issue number 1 of 4. We have a new Marvel Zombie series coming out. It was a huge fan favorite, so I'm sure a lot of you are going to end up purchasing this. Great cover right there. I love Galactus as a zombie. And then the original Marvel Zombies issue number 1. The relentless Marvel Zombies rise from the dead as we celebrate the legacy of the House of Ideas with an era-spanning Marvel tales. This anthology series shines a spotlight on our fan-favorite characters, featuring timeless stories and highlights some of our most impressive talent from the past 8 decades. Woo! Yeah, we're going to skip Champions because I don't like Champions. All right, page number 27 here. We are on the Black Widow issue number 1. So, you know, Black Widow's getting hot because of the movie coming out. So we have all these Black Widow stories. And let's see, is this a one-shot? It just says 32 pages. Does not say one-shot, but I would probably think it is. All right, and then also there is a second Black Widow story coming out. This one is definitely a one-shot called The Widow's Sting. Do we really need 2 Black Widow stories in the same month? I mean, okay. All right, and then we also have the Marvel Fanfare Facsimile Edition, issue number 10. Natasha Romanoff, the Deadly Black Widow, showcases her highly particular set of skills as she is put to the test by S.H.I.E.L.D. All right. Facsimile, if you don't know what Facsimile Edition is, it is a perfect reprint of the original book. Including ads, minus the cover price, though. It's a little bit more expensive than what it used to be. All right, what else do we got here? We have Widowmakers, Red Guardian, and Yelena Belova, number 1. These are all kind of Black Widow sort of spin-offs coming out. We have a whole bunch of True Believers coming out. All Black Widow stories celebrating all of her goodness. Yeah, we got the first appearance of Taskmaster, which is supposed to be in her movie. And also, Taskmaster is getting his own mini-series. Issue number 1 of 5 comes out. Taskmaster has murdered Maria Hill. Oh, spoiler alert. At least that's what the whole world thinks. But he didn't. And now he is going around and hunting down the person who did to clear his name. That is actually kind of an interesting story. And that is a really, really cool cover. It's an awesome Taskmaster there. Okay, let's see. Hey, we got a new Punisher story coming out. The Punisher vs. Barracuda, issue number 1. It is a 5-issue miniseries. Written by Ed Brisson. We got Declan Shalvey doing the art with a cover by Ryan Stegman. Look at that. There's the Ryan Stegman cover. It's actually pretty cool. I like Ryan Stegman. He's a nice guy. Also, Werewolf by Night is getting a new mini-series coming out. Issue number 1 of 4 coming our way. The Hour of the Wolf. A new Werewolf by Night is prowling the Southwest, but all is not as it seems. A young man, a family curse, and an unholy experiment prove a dangerous combination for a small town in Arizona. I do love supernatural stories, so those would be really cool. Here's the great cover for the series. Man, look at that. That's actually really neat. I like that a lot. What else have we got? Children of the Atom, issue number 1. What is this? Look at that. When did the X-Men get sidekicks? Right now. Don't miss the debut of the greatest teenage superhero team of all time. They've learned from the best. Now they're ready to put it to the test. But who the heck are these kids and where do they come from? Guest starring the X-Men. It's actually kind of a neat idea. We got what? X-children. Looks like we have an Archangel, a Cyclops, a Nightcrawler, a Gambit. I mean, some really cool stuff there. So, looks like X Factor's coming back. Issue number 1 coming out. Whole new cast of characters for X Factor. And let's jump ahead here and see what else we got. X-Men God Loves, Man Kills, Extended Cut, issue number 1 of 2. The Uncanny X-Men, Magneto, Master of Magnetism, the bitterest of enemies for years, but now they must join forces against a new adversary who threatens not only mutant kind, but all of humanity beside it. In the name of God, the members of the Stryker Crusade are poised to cleanse the Earth. Chris Claremont and Brett Anderson's influential X-Men story is represented with all new pages from the legendary creators themselves. You know, God Loves, Man Kills was a great story. It really is a classic. It's going to be really neat to see it with some extended work. Some 2 variant covers to be announced. I mean, this thing is going to be huge, and we got 2 issues coming. Also, we got a whole bunch of these new giant-size X-Men coming out. First one up, Nightcrawler, issue number 1. Hickman and Davis haunt the Xavier School. Superstar writer Jonathan Hickman teams with legendary artist Alan Davis for an eerie tale of adventure. When the X-Men lose contact with Grey Malkin habitat, it falls to Nightcrawler to lead a mission into the unknown. Actually, I thought there was more than just that one. Or maybe there was last month I saw another giant size. Oh well. I could be totally crazy as well. Issue, let's see, Captain America Marvel Snapshots. We have a lot of these one-shots coming out. 40 pages. Hidden Gem variant. And these are just one-shot stories from some of our favorite characters. So first up we got Captain America. And we got the X-Men. And these variant covers are beautiful. So I guess those are the first 2 they have. And now what else do we got? And the last thing I want to show for the month, Web of Venom, Wraith number 1. A lot of hype behind Wraith. So, since his appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy, one thing Wraith has made perfectly clear is that he's hunting Null, the god of the symbiotes. So that actually should be a lot of fun. Written by Donny Cates, so you know it's going to be a good read. And that's it for Marvel. Next up, we got the Giant Previews book coming out. And the Giant book encompasses everything else that is not Marvel or DC. So this is all your indie companies. This is Image, Aftershock, all that kind of great stuff. Let's jump right on in on this thing. All right, let's jump into our first book here. What do we got? Coming at you from Image Comics, we have Adventure Man, issue number 1. Brought to you by Matt Fraction with art and cover by Terry and Rachel Dodson. So they're fan favorites there. In this widely affordable triple-length first issue, revisit how the legend of the greatest pulp hero of all time, Adventure Man, ended in a heartbreaking cliffhanger, with our hero facing execution at the vile hands of his ultra-nemesis Baron Bazaar, or on the eve of the Macabropolis. Or did it? 80 years after his apparent demise, single mother Claire and her adventure fan son Tommy seem to be the only 2 people alive that remember the thrilling Adventure Man sagas. but from that memory burns the spark of resurrection. Where his story ended, her story begins. So actually, that sounds like a lot of fun there. Good old Adventure Man. All right, let's see what else we got. Jumping ahead, we have a Gem of the Month, and this is Firepower by Kirkman and Sam Nee. All new series written by Robert Kirkman, who we all know from Walking Dead and Invincible and Oblivion Song, and a couple other small stories. Owen Johnson's journey to China to learn about his birth parents eventually leads him to a mysterious Shaolin temple. The students there study to rediscover the firepower, the last art of throwing fireballs, a power they claim will be needed soon to save the world. Now, Diamond is featuring this as a Gem of the Month. Now, this is the prelude to the Firepower story that is coming out. Series premiere, but this is a graphic novel. It's going to be 160 pages, which is, really kind of unheard of for a premiere issue, and cost $10. This will come out on April 29th. It sounds like a lot of fun, though. And, knowing Kirkman stories, it's going to be really good. Also coming from Image Comics, we have The Ludocrats, issue number 1 of 5, miniseries coming from Kieran Gillian, who we know is from Die and The Wicked and Divine. Great stories, so this is definitely going to be worth picking up just for that. The Ludocrats, the aristocrats of the ludicrous, a collision of the ornate fantasy of Dune and the M-rated Asterix and Obelix. Baron Otto von Hades and Professor Hades 0K are here, and they're going to save us all. Or they're going to save us all. Crossed out and says, have a nice time. So, I'm going to pick it up just for the writer because, man, Kieran Gillen is just an awesome, awesome writer. What else do we got? We've got Nailbiter Returns, issue number 1. So, Nailbiter was a very, very popular horror series, which, we have a sequel to it. So that's going to be kind of a no-brainer for a lot of people. Exorcisters number 6. Now, if you never read Exorcisters, this was a great story. It was so much fun. The artwork was amazing, and it looks like it's coming back from its break, starting up again with issue number 6. And that's actually indie at its finest right there. It was a really, really cool story. What else do we got? Chelsea Kane is bringing us Spy Island, issue number 1. Super spy Nora Fraud, no relation, has a plum assignment. She's stationed on a tropical island. Her mission? Keep an eye on things. The island is on the lip of the Bermuda Triangle, where anything can happen. Actually, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm really excited for that. 4-issue mini coming out, so there we go. Let's see. Next up, what do we got? We have Stephen King and Owen King bring us Sleeping Beauties. This is kind of interesting. From IDW. Oh, wow, that's a beautiful cover. Man. So, what do we got here? We have Pachow. It's a Gem of the Month, so Diamond is saying buy this book now. Based on the horror novel by Stephen King and Owen King and adapted for the story in comic book format, a strange sleeping sickness known as Aurora has fallen over the world. And strangest of all, it only affects women. In the small town of Dueling, a mysterious woman has walked out of the woods. She calls herself Eve and leaves a trail of carnage behind her. More mysterious, she's the only one unaffected by the sleeping sickness. That actually sounds really cool. Again, I love supernatural stories, so this should be a blast. Let's see what else we got here. Star Wars Adventures, The Clone Wars. Again, a Gem of the Month, 5-issue miniseries. Now, I was a huge, huge fan of the Clone Wars animated series, which appears this is where it's coming from. Now, what's interesting about this, it's a weekly series. So we have 5 issues coming out a week apart from each other, 5 weeks straight. And during the Clone Wars, while Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and the other Jedi Knights fight against incredible odds, Commander Cody, Captain Rex, and other clones pinned down for the duration swap war stories that feature their favorite characters from the Clone Wars animated series. That sounds like it's going to be absolutely amazing. Like I said, I am a huge fan of the Clone Wars animated series. I thought it was so much better than all those awful prequels. And I'm excited for February 21st when the new season comes out on Disney+. And the best stories are the clone stories, where you actually get the backstory and the history of the clones. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. Also coming out of IDW, we have Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Too Long a Sacrifice, issue number 1 of 4. Death cast its shadow as Constable Odo searches for truth and a web of treachery and lies. I loved Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Now, a lot of people are going to find this blasphemous, but I actually enjoyed it more than Next Gen. Ooh, here we go. Yes, I said it. You know, Next Gen is the king of the one-shot storylines. One episode, self-contained. Where Deep Space Nine was the king of the story arc. And man, the friendships that they built in that series are absolutely amazing. It was a great series. I'm really looking forward to this. It's been a long time since we've had a Deep Space Nine story. All right, next up, what do we got? Transformers 84, Secrets and Lies, issue number 1. Yes, that is Starscream standing over a destroyed Megatron. What do we got here? Hot off the heels of the successful Transformers 84 story, One Shot, as the Cybertronian Civil War rages, Decepticon scientist Shockwave has encountered a new obstacle in the Decepticon victory and subjugation of the planet. An obstacle called Megatron. Who saw that coming? Shockwave was always seriously loyal to Megatron, but now he realizes that their defeat will be because of Megatron, probably because, his arrogance. All right, next up, what do we got here? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 24 of Urban Legends. This is the first new issue in 21 years. The original Urban Legends storyline came out on Image Comics. It never completed. The story just ended at issue number 23. IDW picks it up, reissues the whole thing, beginning to end, and they're starting off with, right now, issue number 24 is coming out in April. That is going to give you 3 more issues and complete the storyline. So if you've been waiting 21 years for this to finish, it's going to pay off now. All right, what else do we got now? Gem of the Month from Dynamite. The Boys are coming back. We have a new Boys. I believe this is a mini-series coming out. So, again, writer Garth Ennis. Amazing writer. If you're a Boys fan, you need to pick this up. Also, what do we got here? Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. The Death of Nancy Drew. Now, if you've ever read Nancy Drew or Hardy Boys stories, they are very old school. They are very wholesome. Now we have this new kind of reimagined, what do they call it? A hard-boiled noir storyline where the Hardy Boys are going to figure out who killed Nancy Drew, apparently. I mean, that just sounds really cool. Their best friend died mysteriously after taking down a major crime organization, and now they must put together the clues to uncover the truth about this shocking crime. Wow, I'm actually really, really excited for that. It sounds like a lot of fun. Man, I love this panel here. You can see Nancy Drew growing up, investigating as a child all the way up to an adult. That's actually really neat. We got some preview panels here. The artwork looks very cool. I'm really excited for this storyline. It should be, amazing. I'm expecting. Okay, what else do we got here? Next up, coming also from Dynamite, Red Sonja, issue number 15. Now, the only reason I am spotlighting this book is because of that Jay Lee cover. That thing is a work of art. Wow, that is beautiful. I mean, that's like, to me, that's breathtaking. I love Jay Lee artwork. And there is also a Virgin variant, but it is going to be $50. So, yeah, I think I might grab a couple. All right. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 50 from Boom Studios. And we got this badass foil wraparound cover. You know, I will never deny that I am a Power Rangers fan. I love Power Rangers. I grew up, when I was in the 90s, when Power Rangers really made a big splash with the original team. I was a teenager. And yeah, I mean, I loved it. So There you go. Love Power Rangers. Okay, let's see what else we got next. Faithless 2, issue number 1, written by Brian Azzarello again and illustrated by Maria Lovett. Now, if you have not read the original Faithless series, it was very controversial. It was just a great story, and now we have a sequel coming out to it starting in April. There will be 4 connecting erotic variant covers, which you will not get to see unless you buy them because they are not work safe. So, and yeah, they'll all connect together. So that's, actually it's 6 covers. Erotic variant covers. And man, they were some cool covers, those erotic variant covers from the original series. So I'm looking forward to those as well. Let's see what we got here. From Ablaze Studios, this is the Red Nails, The Sumerian. I'm actually really, really curious about this storyline because we know Dynamite Comics has Red Sonja. We know Marvel Comics has the rights to Conan. But apparently this Red Nails issue, it's Robert E. Howard's Conan, is brought to life uncensored. Discover the true Conan, unrestrained, violent, and sexual. Read the story as he intended in Red Nails. Conan finds himself in the Darfur region, whose territory is almost entirely covered by a huge forest. Here he pledges himself a mercenary, promising his sword to the highest bidder. Fighting alongside fellow mercenary and fierce female warrior Valeria, who we all know from the Conan movies. After a clash against a terrible dragon, the two go to a strange fortified city apparently deserted, but the duo will quickly discover that a civilization lies hidden inside. 32 pages, $3.99. I don't know if this is going to be a one-shot, a mini, an ongoing. It does not say, which really bums me out. But like I said, it's kind of weird that they were able to publish a Conan story, even though Marvel has the rights to Conan. Maybe they somehow had a weird license where they just licensed out Robert E. Howard stories kind of thing. But I love Conan, especially classic novelization Conan, where he is just brutal. All right, next up, Disaster Incorporated, issue number 1, coming from Aftershock Comics. Aftershock Comics has really been kicking it the last couple years, putting out some unbelievable stories. I mean, we've got lots of spec, lots of just good stories, and there are, options, and really cool. In 2011, the world's earthquake in Japan's history, the worst earthquake in Japan's history, breached the coastal Fukushima Daiichi power plant, causing 3 of its 4 nuclear reactors to melt down. Forced evacuations follows as the event released enough radioactive material into the air, ground, and water to force officials to set up an exclusion zone, effectively sealing off the land for what may be the rest of history. But that's only if you don't have the right connections and the desire to experience catastrophe, failure, and misery as it really is. Enter Disaster Incorporated, an underground tourism outfit intent on helping people of means, secrets, and agendas explore the dark corners and off-map attractions typical tour groups won't go to. Wow, it actually looks like we got deadly surprises, old goats, ancient times, all kinds of crazy stuff with some radioactive material. Gotta love that. Also coming out of Aftershock from the same month, we have Dead Day, issue number 1. If the dead could come back for just one night, would we want them to? Meet the Haskins, a seemingly normal suburban family as they prepare for the annual macabre holiday known as Dead Day. When the deceased rise from the grave from sunset to sunrise, some come back to reunite with family and friends, other for one last night of debauchery, still others with only one thing on their decomposing mind: revenge. That sounds like a blast. Coming out of Antarctic Press, we have Gold Digger, issue number 1, reprint for the first time in full color. If you don't know what Gold Digger is, it's a great story. Wow, it's probably one of the longest running creator-owned series. As you can see, we have issue 276 coming out. 35 years in the making. Wow, that's insane. Full color, $10, reprint. Should be cool. If you've never picked up a Gold Digger before, there's your chance to grab it. Coming out of Archie Comics, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Something Wicked. Now, I'm also a fan of Sabrina. I know, call me cheesy. I even love the new Netflix series, and it's actually really, really good. So we have a new Sabrina series coming out. Expect some good reads there. From AWA Upshot Comics, we have Year Zero, issue number 1. Now, this AWA Comics seemed to come out of nowhere the last couple months. And the stories actually sound really neat. First off, we got here Ben Percy from Wolverine and Ramon Rosanas from Star Wars The Age of Resistance team up to present an epic tale that offers a global look at the zombie apocalypse. A Japanese hitman, a Mexican street urchin, and an Afghan military aide, a polar research science, a Midwestern American survivalist, 5 survivors of a horrific global epidemic who must draw upon their unique skills and deepest instincts to navigate a world of the shambling dead. Year Zero wrestles with the weighty moral and theological questions posed by a pandemic and investigates its cause and possible cure. That sounds like a really, really cool story. Now, I'm not sure what this black and white art is down here. I'm hoping it's some kind of variant cover because, man, that's cool. It's kind of like Frank Miller meets The Walking Dead. Really awesome. So, yeah, I'm actually, that seems to be a must buy. So I would definitely, I'm going to hear my pen click. I'm writing that down because I'm going to pick up a couple of these myself. Year Zero. Pachow. Beautiful. There we go. Everybody should grab that. Haha. From Clover Press, here's another new company. They started getting their name out there by doing variant covers, like store covers, like some Silver Surfer Black. They did a variant cover for that. And now they started putting out their own books. And this is the Grieveling, issue number 1. Whoa, I really love that cover. Man, that is so cool. Okay, here. Pen click. I'm writing this down. I'm going to grab this one as well, and so should you. What do we got? The Grieveling. Awesome. From the creative teams who brought you October Faction, soon to be a Netflix show, comes The Grieveling. And this is a tale of supernatural revenge as Lily Baxter returns from the grave after she's killed by a gang of teenagers on Halloween night. But she's no longer just a teenage girl struggling to fit in. Now she has the powers of the Grieveling, and when she figures out how they work, the people who've done her wrong may live to regret it. That sounds awesome. Now, this is an advanced solicitation. It doesn't come out until May 6th, and it is $7.99. It's going to be 2 issues, 48 pages each. Good stuff. Man, I'm really excited. Okay. Ninjas and Robots, issue number 1, and Upbringing, issue number 1. These are both coming from, what do we got here? Keen Spot Comics. Man, those are some awesome covers. Look at that. First up, Ninjas and Robots. When Ninja Princess Yuki finds herself imprisoned on an island infested by killer robots, she must draw upon a lifetime of ninja training to escape. Unfortunately for her, she can't even remember how she got there. When push comes to shove, will she remember how to fight? Join us as this epic world of ninjas and robots begins. That sounds like a lot of fun. And then we have Upbringing, issue number 1. Imagine that you were raised on an invisible spaceship in orbit above Earth. Since birth, that ship is the only world you know. The only knowledge you have is what your caretakers, the benevolent Greys, have told you. Until one day when you discover that they're not so benevolent after all. 20 years ago, they abducted and raped your mother in order to create you. And you're just a small cog in their disturbing plan, one they've had in motion for nearly a century. That actually sounds really cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to both of these books right here. I will grab them. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, here we have the covers showing up. Yeah, really good stuff. You know, indie is just really stepping up their game, and I love that. Next up from Oni Press, we have Rogue Planet, issue number 1, and fan favorite Cullen Bunn at the writing helm here. $3.99, 22 pages. Salvage vessel Cortez tracks the lonely orphan, a planet with no star system to call its own. Somewhere on this hostile rock is a payload fit for a king, and to attain it, though, the crew of the Cortez must brave razor rock, poisonous vapors, treacherous footing, and the most mind-numbing horrors imaginable. Something nightmarish is at work on Lonely Orphan, something cruel, something hungry. Cullen Bunn knows horror. Buy this book. It's going to be amazing. And Oni Press, man, they put out some great books as well. All around. Like if you haven't read Letter 44 from Oni Press, do yourself a favor, grab it. Okay. What do we got here from Scout Comics? We have Everglade Angels, issue number 1. A wrong turn down a dead-end road. A car that won't start. An unspeakable evil emerges from the darkness. No phones, no weapons, no escape. Think you've seen this all before? Think again. When a girls' softball team takes a shortcut through the Florida Everglades, they veer off the path towards a night they'll never forget. Actually, that sounds pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to that one as well. Hey, Tart trade paperback. Tart's actually been kind of popular. Gut Ghost, Trouble with the Sawbuck Skeleton Society. One shot. Gut Ghost has been huge popular. If you're a fan of that, make sure you grab that one as well. So heads up, that is coming out. All right, only a few more books to show. First up, The Final Witness from Valiant. Wow, that is a beautiful cover. Man, I love that. The Final Witness, issue number 1. Ray Fox and Jeremy Hahn ignite a chilling new crime noir mystery. A superpowered serial killer is terrorizing San Francisco. But they're no Zodiac, they're worse. Will an all-new electrified hero on the scene be able to stop the rising body count? Got some awesome covers going on, too. What do we got here? Like 4 or 5 different covers? I love just a bloody fingerprint. Decoder variant, 1 in 25. And like always, they have a pre-order edition. What this is that you go to your retailer, you tell them, I want all 5 issues on pre-order. You will get the special pre-order edition, which will include 8 pages of bonus content, plus usually some extra variant covers that other people can't get because you've pre-ordered. You're awesome. All right. Actually, I think that is it for the month of April, right? Am I right? Yeah, April. Let me double check. Yep, April. So, like always, guys, those are books you should be running out and buying. Thank you all so much for watching. You are all amazing. Sorry my videos have been a little sporadic. It's just been crazy here at Comic Vantage. So, like always, thank you for watching. To all my current subscribers, you're amazing. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the little CV down in the corner. That will subscribe you. I promise I'm going to start cranking out more videos. And to my patrons, you guys are amazing. Your names are scrolling up the screen right now, especially my Mystery Box Patreon or patrons. You guys are awesome. If you don't know what that is, head over to my Patreon page. I think it's patreon.com/Comic Vantage. And sign up. You can just become a normal patron, kick me a couple bucks every month to say, hey, we dig you. Or if you do my top tier, you get a mystery box every month for the cost of $35. Yes, that is $5 off normal price. And you can't beat that. You get some amazing books too in there. So, like always, guys, thank you for watching and take it easy.